Laws of Attraction, Chapter 6, Age of Majority. Hopefully you're all having a good day. You're in a room with the firm's most important client. He's fuming. He paces, face red, as Sadie and Gabe placate him. If you can't fix this, what kind of lawyers are you? Philip, there's no need to get upset. We're here to help. Really? This is why you sent in this pack of puppies? I've never seen any of these children in my life, Sadie. Gabe catches your eye, and he tilts his head slightly towards Mr. Roswell, mouthing the words, "Back my play." Philip, I assure you, we're taking this very seriously. It's why we've specifically enlisted this team. He turns to you expectingly. Yes, that's right. Mr. Roswell, we need some more information. I understand you're upset, but until you let us know what you need from us... Did you not get what I... Get that? Honest to God, would you find this one? Of course, I just thought... Gabe's eyes flash with annoyance when he turns to the client. He's totally in control. What my associate is trying to say is we're all eager to start offering you the best possible counsel. Before you eviscerate my staff any further, Philip, why don't you try telling us what's got you so worked up, Mr. Roswell grimaces, unable looking at you directly. Finally takes a seat at the chair Sadie's holding out for him. The rest of you settle in around the table. The problem is my daughter, Lydia. She's 17 now, and well, she's out of control. I keep telling her mother that Lydia needs rules, punishment, but it's like I'm talking to a wall. And if I try to lay down the law on my own, Lydia just flounces off to her mom's house. I don't know where she gets the nerve. I'm betting everyone else in the room can make a pretty good guess where she gets it. I tried to tell myself it was a phase. Usually it's easy to clean up after her messes. What sort of messes are you referring to, if you don't mind my asking? Oh, setting a library on fire at the Tony's girls' school she goes to. Well, last week, she took a joyride in my vintage roadster and crashed it. Was she hurt? No, thank God, though maybe she'd have learned something from the whole fiasco if she'd been. Hurting a vintage roadster should be enough, but those cars are works of fine art. It sounds like Lydia's pretty used to getting her way. Yes, she has famed Roswell Drive. And she uses it to plow straight into a wall. We've always been able to help when Lydia has gotten a bit too enthusiastic in the past. What's got you so worried this time? It's not what, it's who. Joey, the little scumbag. I'm guessing he and Lydia have gotten close recently. Oh, he's got her wrapped around his little finger. He's 23, she's 17. He's preying on my baby girl. Gross, dude. Going after high school girls in your 20s is not a good look. I'm not even gonna touch this with a 12-foot pole. Not right now, at least. Legally, though, he hasn't done anything wrong. In New York State, 17 is the age of consent, as is through 46 other states throughout the country. Trust me, I've spent more than a few sleepless nights trying to find a way around that. But there's nothing I can do, apparently. I assure you, Philip, if there's an answer to this, we'll find it. On that note, fire when ready, team. I want to know more about Joey. Where did they meet? I couldn't tell you honestly, though I'm sure wherever it was, he planned the whole thing. What makes you say that? A man his age working that hard and that fast to convince a teenager she's in love. Trust me, it's no accident. So you think Joey's a gold digger? I'm sure of it. He's after Lydia's inheritance, plain and simple. But we've helped you to protect that, haven't we? Mostly. But the trust fund from my wife's parents is set to transfer to Lydia free and clear the moment she turns 18. And her birthday's right around the corner. I'm afraid she'll do something stupid. Maybe even marry this idiot just to spite me. Don't worry, Mr. Rothschild. The law's on your side. No, it's not. Joey is going down. That's not our place to state. We'll protect her, though. She might not see it yet, but she's still just a kid. Frankly, she's lucky to have a father like you looking out for her. Maybe she wouldn't be such an easy target if it weren't for me. I thought you said this trust fund was from her grandparents. It is, but even if Lydia's the one getting the money, I'm their target here. You remember what the divorce was like, Sadie? How ugly it got? I do, and I recall your wife's parents using their legal goons to try and take you to the cleaners. Not that we let them get away with it. Maybe you should have. I think they're still angry with me for hurting their daughter. They're using Lydia to get back at me. Philip, I'm sure you know we can't change the terms of the fund that Lydia's grandparents have set up, though maybe if you spoke with them... Roswell sighs and puts his head in his hands. If I thought that would work, I'd have led with that. But ever since Jessica and Philip or I split, trust me, they just won't listen. So they'll hurt their own granddaughter to get back at you? Classy. Wouldn't be the first time. The room falls silent as everyone looks at Sadie. She tilts her chin, eyes on Gabe, but silence stretches on until... So we can't change the terms of the trust. But what if we could get through to Lydia instead? Gabe smiles knowingly, seeming to pick up on your thought. True. We don't have to change the trust if we can persuade the trustee. Philip, let my associates meet with Lydia, while Sadie and I work on other solutions. If anyone can convince her to cut Joey loose, they can. That isn't what we're trying to do. We don't even... Oh my god. Mr. Roswell looks around the room at all of you. Fine, but if you can't protect my little girl, I'll be taking my business elsewhere. Understood. We'll sort it out, Philip, I assure you. When have we ever not? Sadie deftly escorts Smith and Roswell towards the lobby, leaving you, Gabe, and the other senior associates behind. Oh, this is gonna be a cakewalk. The most popular guy in my boarding school, and in undergrad. Oh, good. I'm sure your keg stand prowess will win her over in no time. This is serious. We only have one day to convince Lydia to cut her boyfriend loose. Maislin's right. Sadie wouldn't have called you in if this weren't important. Still, Sadie seems... confident. If she's not worried, why should we be? You need to work on your observation skills, Quentin. Sadie might have kept a straight face, but I promise you, she's plenty worried. Why did I lose a strategy point for that? That's observational, people skills. That has nothing to do with strategy, especially with this case. It's because if we lose Philip Roswell, this firm might well go under. But... what does he expect us to do exactly? We're attorneys, not family counselors. We're anything we need to be. If it makes the client happy, and he expects us to fix this, no matter what it takes. I've dealt with Lydia before, she's used to getting what she wants, and McGraw Byrne has helped ensure she's never faced real consequences. And this time, she wants is exactly what we're supposed to convince her to give up. So what are we gonna do? You are all going to Roswell Mansion to win Lydia over. I'm gonna look into the details of the trust fund and hope for a loophole. Take these with you. It's still bare bones, but at least you'll know the major players. He hands out files to each of you, and you quickly flip yours open. Whoa, 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 whoa. Philip, Lydia, Joey, Swift. Could they have made Joey any more shady? Jesus. We're trying really hard. Should you, come with us to the mansion since you already know her and... Are you asking for a babysitter? Definitely not, but if this case is important as you say it is... Lydia knows me as her father's attorney. I'm already the enemy to her. If this is gonna work, it's all up to you. Great. So, no pressure. You haven't worked it out by now, Quinn. McGraw Byrne lives for the pressure. Soon the five of you pile into a town car which takes you north of Manhattan to the Roswell City home. Palatial estate surrounded by massive manicured grounds. Damn, this place is even bigger than my grandma's. How many billable hours do you think you need to put in for a place like this? Your whole entire life. I'm gonna guess several lifetimes worth. I thought you might say that. This place is, ostentatious. People are starving, homeless people struggling to make ends meet, and this is what the Roswells spend their money on? To be fair, it's, dynastic wealth. The kind of money they have couldn't be spent in a lifetime, and this house was bought a few lifetimes ago. That's my point. And no, you could spend that money fairly quick. Have you seen how expensive shit is? Maybe so, but it could definitely be spent better. Well, there's no point standing here gawking. Let's go introduce ourselves. Aislinn marches up to the front door, but before she knocks, it opens.
Welcome, Mr. Fallon. The butler, Mr. Roswell, telephoned to say you'd be arriving. I'll send Jane to fetch Miss Lydia. She's in her quarters, so it may take a while. In the meantime, would you like a tour?
I'd like a coffee. More than you can imagine. I'd be down to see how the other half of the percent lives.
In that case, please follow me.
Wow, I didn't realize you could fit a pool this big inside. And a dolphin, too. Jesus. Listen, Dolphy, go away. Is that a dolphin in the water?
A common bottlenose, I'm afraid, said he wouldn't alter their regulations to allow rarer species, no matter how much Mr. Roswell tried.
Or how much he offered.
The Roswell's Grand Ballroom a week ago, we held a soiree in honor of the Prime Minister's visit.
I heard about the visit, but there wasn't any soiree in the news.
That's by design, Miss Tanaka. Head of states would rather their more risque shenanigans not reach the press.
Can you tell me more about the state-of-the-art drone? The dog portrait with the bejeweled perfume bottle that's in the grand stateroom? State-of-the-art drone, why not?
It was a gift from Mr. Roswell's client, but to be quite honest, no one except the housekeeper's son could figure out the controls.
Happy to add my name to that list, a short list?
Be my guest, just know the replacement cost is, well, it's irreplaceable.
I'll, hold off for now, actually, then, Yes, and a woman in light blue Roswell uniform comes up to Mr. Fallon and whispers in his ear. He nods and turns to all of you.
Miss Lydia's ready to receive you in the kitchen. Please feel free to call for me if you'd like to resume your tour afterwards.
I'd like to call for you to make me a coffee. Don't leave just yet, no! Mr. Fallon takes you through to the hallway into the chef's quality kitchen. A teenager standing at the fridge, and she looks up to briefly to glare at you. Looks like Dad sent a whole army of suits. Let me guess. He wants you all to tell me what an asshole Joey is. She plucks a bottled smoothie from the fridge and takes a loud sip, unbothered by your plebeian presence. Well, you're wasting your time. I'm basically an adult. I can make my own decisions. Actually, you're dead on. Your dad sent us. That's, pretty much why. Seriously, you're just gonna admit it? Yeah. Quickest way to actually starting to win you over. You know your dad, and you know he's worried. Why bother lying to you about it? Wow, one of Dad's hired guns actually shooting straight. I never imagined I would see that. And that's how you win a teenager over, kids. Still, sounds to me like Dad's sicking his lawyers on me to try to get his way. We're not here to get what your dad wants, Lydia. We're here to help you get what you want. Lydia places her smoothie on the counter and leans a hip against the cabinet. I'm listening. The trust from your grandparents is significant. Your dad is worried that much money could be hard to manage, so young. What does he care what I do with the money? It's not like it affects him. It does, actually. It's his family's legacy you'd be destroying if you decide to act out. Lydia's face closes off, her tone turning icy. My legacy is none of your business. You have no clue what it's like to be me, and neither does Dad. Lydia. How to reach a teenager. Lydia. I have to think about this one. Okay, I sat and thought about it. I'm gonna go. Don't get mad. Get even. Nice catchphrase, but how exactly am I getting even with my dad for treating me like a child? You show him you're none. I've only known him briefly, but I can tell your dad is very, results-oriented. Tell me about it. It's probably tough for you, but right now you can use it to your advantage. Show him there's nothing to worry about, and he'll back off. You may have a point, but Joey, the man who actually loves me, is waiting for me downstairs in the bowling alley. Turns and walks out of the kitchen, leaving the five of you behind. Gigi sniffs. Wow, Martin, you really have a way with the youth. It's not my fault the girl's completely oblivious. Because she's 17. 17. She's been raised like a spoiled... Okay, but you could have been a little less harsh, dude. Quinn was actually making headway before you started throwing around legacies. I still think I could get through to her. At least if we could just spend a little more time with her. I'm pretty sure we can. She practically invited us to the bowling alley. She wants us to see her relationship for real. It's certainly worth a shot. After all, if we leave things like they are now, Gabe and Sadie will not be happy. Yeah, they'll lose the client. But if we Big Lebowski it, we could win some serious points. Yeah, if I want to hold on the top slot, I'd be smart to keep impressing the partners. I also have to carry the firm right now, you know? Doing Lydia to improve your relationship with her, giving her the right advice now will not only help her, it will improve your standing in the competition down the line. I like her outfit. It's kind of nice. Unlike a lot of teens wearing right now, it's really weird what they wear versus this, but moving on. We can't leave things like this, for her or for us. Agreed. Which is why I think you should take point on this, Quinn. It's best chance we have of convincing her. You mean because I've been right so far? As much as I admitted Queen did seem to have best rapport with her. Just goes to show there's no accounting for taste. Thanks for the vote of confidence. Now I have a young woman to go talk to. You hurry after her, catching up to her in the hallway just outside. She turns to you with a smirk. Hey, Lydia. Was that bowling invite? Because my game is strong. Jill folds her arms and frowns, looks at you and the associates who have followed you. Why would I invite you? Because, we charge your dad by the hour. I mean, if you're trying to piss him off, a massive legal bill is a pretty good place to start. Think about it. There are 5 of us. We charge in 6-minute increments. We charge a lot, actually. He does hate to throw away money at a problem, and it doesn't go away. Fine, you can tag along, but that doesn't mean I'm agreeing to anything, okay? Not like you had a choice. It's a diamond choice. I win here. Understood. Follow me. The bowling alley's in the basement. You wind past dozens of rooms before finding a staircase that leads downstairs. Oh, this is a basement. The same way that Taj Mahal is a country home. Really, compared to our country home, this really isn't much. Oof. As you turn around, you keep seeing more things. A bar, separate kitchen, what looks like a gaming arcade. Is that a Fabergé egg? Who cares about eggs when there's a magic martini maker right here? Clearly, these people take margaritas seriously. I haven't even heard most of these whiskeys, and I've had a lot of whiskey in my life. Not really a bragging point. And does your dad just let you hang around all this alcohol?
Lydia's dad doesn't let my girlfriend do anything. She makes her own choices.
Listen, Joey, I was trying to defend you initially until you look like the sleaziest thing known to man, and then just that. I'm gonna backhand you, son, if you ever talk to me again. That's how I feel. A man holding a margarita saunters around the room and slings his arm around Lydia's shoulders. Joey, meet the lawyers from my daddy's favorite law firm. Lydia's eyes light up with puppy dog adoration as he places a kiss on her cheek.
Trying to control you again, huh? Want me to get rid of him?
I'd love to see you try. Lydia's smile wavers a bit as she looks back and forth between you and Joey, and then she shakes her head. Nah, this one's not bad, so I said they could stay for a game. Sounds like someone's already drinking the Kool-Aid. We talked about this, remember? I remember, and it's not like it was working on me, though. I saw through it anyway. Sure, babe, you know how you get confused about this stuff. That's why I'm here to look out for you.
Okay, they're making him sleazier, and it just makes me want to break him.
Oh, yeah, you're probably right.
This guy's clearly done a number on her self-confidence. I need to get Joey away from Lydia if I want to make any progress.
As Joey pulls Lydia closer, you temper your disgust and turn to your colleagues.
We're gonna go with these two.
Couch bows on and discreetly point at Joey, mouthing the words, "Distract him." He nods once, quickly picking up on your cue, then turns to Martin, grinning broadly. Marty, you up for a game of foosball? I'm not sure what sport uses a foos, but I'm happy to learn. Oh, maybe Joey can give you a crash course. I'm sure he gets lots of practice here. Alright, I'm alright, but better when we put a little money on the game. Yes, it looks like he's taking the bait. I hear you, bro. Say $100 game. Best to 11. Marty's round is just practice, though. We're gonna need a impartial ref. Gigi? Sure, I'm down. Oh, yeah, we know she's impartial. Trust me, if you're playing Martin or Bao, you can trust that we're not going to be tipping the scales in their favor.
What's that supposed to mean?
It means game on. You all get started. I'll make us some drinks.
As the others head for the foosball table on the other end of the room, you turn to Lydia. Her eyes are still fixed on Joey.
Up for a game?
Lydia startles, her eyes seemingly glued to Joey at the foosball table.
Huh? Oh, right, bowling.
I haven't been bowling since law school, so throw a few PD gutter balls.
Yeah, not gonna happen. Roswells don't hold back.
She seems to hear herself dropping the family name, and blinks.
What I mean is, if you want, I can show you how to throw the ball right. I got lessons once.
That'd be great. I didn't even know they had lessons for bowling.
Oh god, yes they do. Trust me, they have lessons for everything. Just ask my dad. He signed me up for about 90% of them.
She rolls her eyes, but more in loving expiration and real annoyance.
So, sounds like it's not all that bad with your father. It didn't used to be.
He knows, you know who he cares about right now?
Let's just bowl.
What the hell kind of shot was that?
Didn't I mention I'm the champion of foosball?
I was talking to Martin Dude. Said he didn't know how to play.
I don't. Was it a goal for us? Joey takes a step back from the table, face red with fury, and Gigi blows a pretend whistle, making show of stepping in to separate them. Boys, that's enough. If you want to fight, take it outside, obviously. I'm not trying to fight anyone. I don't even know how this game works. I'm really glad we stuck to virgin martinis.
Imagine getting upset over a game of foosball and wanting to go beat someone up. Oh, the class is rich with this one. You move over to the lane and set up for your first frame as Lydia watches Joey on the other side of the room, a sad smile on her face. Seems like Joey's got a temper.
Oh, he's just competitive. It's not a big deal.
And that's how it starts.
He's had a bad day. He's a good guy.
Yep. You know him better than I do, obviously. I was wondering, though, how he treats you.
He's sweet to me. Always bringing me flowers and texting and stuff.
Well, that's nice.
He's nice, and he's helping me work on myself too, you know? Like, most people at the school just suck up to me because I'm rich, but Joey loves me enough to be honest about what I could do better. He even makes sure I work out every day so I can be my hottest self.
That sounds constructive. Also for you to be arm candy.
Joey's the only person who's ever seen me for me. I don't want to lose him.
Why would you lose him?
Seriously, my dad is sending lawyers after him, trying to get us to break up. Who would want to deal with that? But he told me I'm worth fighting for. No one's ever said that before.
And you're not worried he has ulterior motives?
No way. He didn't even know who I was when we met. When he did find out who I was, he almost broke up with me. I had to convince him to stay. He tried to break up with you? Sorta. He said he didn't deserve me. I think he was just worried about my age and my dad. I need to prove to Joey that I can be an adult, then things will fall into place. You feel like you need to prove yourself to him? Well, sometimes, but isn't that normal in a new relationship? No, actually, no. Lydia, can I give you a bit of advice? Not as a lawyer, just as a person who's been around the block a few times. I mean, sure, if you want. Make sure you always protect yourself. From what, Joey? I told you he loves me. I'm sure he does. But with a fortune as big as yours at stake, it's better to be safe than sorry. You know in your heart, Joey's only in this for you, right? So he shouldn't care if you make sure to keep the inheritance separate from your relationship, right? I never thought of it that way, but it makes sense. But isn't love supposed to be about taking risks? It's like that in all the movies. Yes, put your inheritance up for grabs. Right. Lydia, do you trust me? She licks her lips, eyes darting to Joey, and then nods once. Yeah, I guess I do trust you. No one else has bothered to listen to my side of it. Okay, then all I have to say is, when you really care, you can really get hurt. This is new. You have all the time in the world. Don't take risks you're not ready for. Her eyes drift over to the foosball table again, and you can see the longing on her face, and then the pain of having fallen for someone hard. So you're really not going to tell me I have to break up with Joey? No. You make your own choices, Lydia. But don't let anyone make you feel like you're not good enough. Especially someone who's supposed to love you. Turns to you stunned, as though realizing something for the first time. I never thought of it that way, but do you think... Yes, just then Lydia's smartwatch lets out a little chime. She glances at it and shakes her head. It's already 2. Sorry, I gotta go. My AP chemistry tutor's here. Joey, can you show everyone out? Sure thing. But aren't you forgetting something? He points to his cheek, tilting his head expectantly. Obediently, Lydia walks over and gives him a kiss, then darts away. Joey waits until she's gone before he turns to look at all of you. Well, I guess it's time for me to show you the door. I'd love to show you my fucking boot. So tell me, how much blood do bloodsuckers like you get paid to bully teenage girls? That's right, she is a teenager. Almost forgot, since she's dating a 23-year-old. If she wants to get with me, who are you to tell her no? You don't even know us. Aislinn looks at you and shakes her head so carefully you almost miss it, but you follow her lead. You're right, we don't know you, but we can maybe fix that. Yeah, why don't you tell us more about you two? How'd you two meet again? Oh, it's poor now. Lydia's dad kicked her out of the Bugatti near her school without an umbrella. Luckily, I was ready and waiting to save the day. He's clearly paying attention to the car Dad was driving. It sounds like he planned their spontaneous meet cute. Joey runs a hand through his hair. You notice a gold chain around his neck and the initials ML on the tag. Not Lydia's initials. I wonder what else might be off about this guy. He turns away from you, and as he does, you see a poker hand tattooed on his arm, and a tube of sunscreen sticking out of his back pocket. What's the deal with the necklace? Who's MO? Joey glances at the necklace, like he's just noticed he's wearing it. He covers the initials. That stands for my Lydia. Thought that'd be obvious. Right. Aislinn leans in, whispering in your ear. Well, that was clearly a lie. Maybe that's our lead. You certainly seem to be around the house a lot. Do you not have a job? It's my job to make Lydia happy, and I'm very, very good at it. Gigi manages to turn her gagging noise into a call. Joey turns to you with a leer.
Oh, come on, like you don't know what I mean. As a guy as sexy as you. I mean, I would do you in a heartbeat. You've kinda been an asshole to me.
Wow, Joey. Inflate his ego. I'm flattered. I do try to look my best, but our job is so buttoned up, sometimes it feels like no one really notices, you know?
Like a body like that, how could they not notice?
Ah, well, if there's ever any doubt that he's using her, that's out the window. You finally reach the door, and Joey glances over you with a smirk. Nothing you said seems to have rattled him.
Looks like this is your stop. I'd say I hope to see you again, but I don't.
Once you're all safely back in the town car, Aislinn lets out a heavy sigh. Before I wanted to make Mr. Roswell happy, but now I'm generally more worried about Lydia. And thus my initial statement of we're here for her and not for him. She's young, but she can't be that stupid, right? Like, besides, I was clearly getting through to her. I think maybe she's starting to see Joey for what he really is. Quinn, have you ever had anyone like Joey mess with your head? It's not about smart or stupid. Gigi's right. When someone methodically breaks your confidence down like that, it can take years before you recover. If I were Lydia's father, I'd have bribed my way out of murder charges already. What's the point in worrying? She's gonna do whatever she wants, whether we worry or not. What, so we just tap out now, stop bothering to help her? I'm not saying that, I'm just... and I'm not trying to be a buzzkill, but we're all thinking it, right? I can speak for them, but I definitely was. I get what he's saying. Back at the firm, you all gather in Sadie's office to debrief her on the visit. Tell me what happened exactly. The bad news is Joey really has his claws in Lydia. She actually thinks that he ran into her by accident, but it's pretty clear he planned the whole thing. Tell me you found a smoking gun. Not quite, but I think we made a real connection with her. Quinn's being modest. Lydia really warmed up to him. Without him, I think we'd still be in square one. Well done, Quinn. I've known Lydia Rothschild for years now. Gaining her trust isn't an easy thing to manage. Sadie tenses her fingers, eyes narrowing. You can practically see the wheels in her mind turning. You met Joey as well, yes? If Lydia's a lost cause, can we put pressure on him instead? That's a thought. Maybe we... contact the Mafia. Find a better target for him. If he thought there was a bigger fish to land, maybe leave Lydia alone. That could work. Remind me, what's the size of the trust that Lydia's about to inherit? She's about to become one of the 5 richest women in New York. Good luck finding a better target than that. You make up one. Right now, I think our best hope is Lydia coming to her senses. Or that too. Betty leans back in her armchair and raises a hand to her temple. That's disappointing, especially since I've made contact with some of the friends at Wiley Hatchet who represent Lydia's grandparents. There's no chance they'll change the terms, or trust terms. In fact, it sounds like Philip was right. I think they want her to blow the money and go a little wild. What is it with this family? Oh, honey, would you like to hear about mine? Seriously. It's, like something out of a gothic novel. No, not even that pretty. What did Philip actually do to Lydia's mom? Like, did he murder a relative, or, I don't know, curse her for all the eternity? Like, what could possibly deserve this? Honestly, the divorce was contentious, but I don't think there was any especially damning incident that caused it. It was, however, the front page of every tabloid for months. Philip Rothschild's ex-wife had her reputation absolutely ruined in the aftermath. Her parents want Philip to suffer in the similar measure. But Lydia's their granddaughter, and logic doesn't make any sense. Angry people aren't logical. They probably think Lydia's in her dad's back pocket.
But if all that's true, then what's the play here?
At McGraw Byrne, we don't lose clients. We're going to have to rethink our approach. It sounds like wind chipped away at Lydia's resolve. Maybe that can still bear fruit. In the meantime, focus on your other cases. I'll let you know the next steps on this, just as soon as I know what those are. A few hours later, you're looking through the witness statements for your pro bono case when there's a tap on the door. Sadie brought me up to speed on what happened with Lydia. Let's talk. Well, about how we didn't get anywhere. I've known her since, she was 2. At which point, she would hold her breath until she turned blue if her dad refused her cookies she wanted. I wasn't exactly expecting you to win her over in a matter of hours. So we're just stalling? That's brilliant. We've proven to Roswell that when he says jump, we jump. At the very least, we know he's not shopping around for a new firm yet. Still, he's far too savvy and far too volatile for us to rely on working for long. It's an opening gambit, not winning. Still, I'd always rather start off strong. In that case, you should consider joining me tonight. Oh, where would we be going? To a client dinner with Jason Cartwright. He's the CEO of a major auto parts manufacturer in Ohio. Ha ha ha! Welcome to Ohio. Whenever he comes to town, he feels like a big shot. It's my job to make sure that happens. Oh, and how do you do that? Just by gracing him with your presence? It certainly doesn't hurt. My name does open doors, and having you there alongside me would help create the effect he's after. Besides, I know for a fact Sadie is watching every move each one of you makes. Thing that I've elected to bring you along tonight. Well, it can only increase your stock in her eyes. Really? You hold that much allure, do you? Let's just say I've always been aware of what I have to offer, and right now I offer you a chance to impress Sadie and me. His eyes drift down to your lips, lingering there for a moment too long. Join Gabe at dinner for a chance to win points in the competition and get closer to your inscrutable boss. It's a date. No, it's not. I'm still playing catch-up after the field trip to Roswell's mansion, since someone sent me on a wild goose chase. When I lay myself to blame, just remember sharp brains are more valuable to McGraw Byrne than a few extra billable hours. Watch Gabe stroll easily out of the office, wondering what you might have missed out on. Much later, you head home. Not really wondering. Are you? Back home, you fix yourself a cup of tea and settle on a couch with a stack of briefs. Looks like it's gonna be another late night. At least I have a comfortable place to spread out, though. Eventually, you doze off on the plush couch, the lights of the city twinkling through the windows behind you. The next day, all the associates are gathered in the firm's library, desperately searching similar cases for a creative solution to your Roswell problem. This case looks promising. If we could just have declared her unfit, we could just put a stewardship on the trust. That ruling got overturned on appeal. And not to mention, we'll have to a very hard time proving Lydia's unfit. That's it. We're going over the same ground at this point. I'm officially declaring it time for more coffee. Coffee. She takes her orders and steps out to recaffeinate the team, leaving the rest of you huddled at the table.
I wonder, there might be something to Martin's idea.
Of course there is. She's a ticking time bomb with an undeveloped prefrontal cortex. Bring up any of the past offenses and the judge would freeze that money fast. Maybe, but that would take too long. I appreciate the creativity, but even if we could find the evidence today, the courts would take weeks, maybe months to push that through.
Roswell has enough money to grease those wheels, don't you think?
Maybe, but our grandparents would use theirs to put up a stiff opposition. Means right, it won't work. That decides it then. We shelve the declared unfit idea. With a frustrated snort, Martin pushes away his volume of the case precedent. Unless we're willing to fight a little dirty, we can shelve all these ideas. The girl's determined to ruin her life, and there's nothing we can do to stop her. That's not fair. She's 17. It's not her fault she's naive. I'm not... Just wait until this chapter is over so I can rant at the end. Then her dad should hire a child psychologist, not a lawyer. What about Joey's past? He has to have some sort of record. If we could nail him with a felony, this would be all over. Which will work until the next time she decides to fall in love with a douchebag. Pal, that's a horrible thing to say. I'm not trying to be horrible, but I've been there, okay? I know how this ends. What are you talking about? He looks away from you and folds his arms. He's always folded his arms. He never has his arms unfolded. When people know you're rich, they tell you all kinds of things. If you're young and stupid, you believe them. Are you saying... I'm saying my parents were smart about my trusts, and there are a lot of people out there ready to take advantage of lonely rich kids. So are we supposed to feel sorry for the poor little rich boy in the story, or did you learn from your mistakes? Screw off, Martin! I'm not trying to add some context here. Personally, I appreciate the insight, actually. I, for one, have no real experience of that world. If Bao can help us understand it, it's actually an asset. Exactly, and I think it helps to get into the right mindset, you know? Of course, and when it actually leads you to a real idea, I promise to be duly impressed. A few minutes later, Gigi returns with coffee beaming from ear to ear. Oh god, did you get a free shot of espresso in mine? That would be fantastic. I have an idea. Remember that high-profile custody case with the trust fund back in Connecticut? Maybe. But before she can finish the sentence, the door bangs open again. Gabe storms in with a dark expression on his face. Whatever you're doing, drop it now. Gigi glances down at her haul of coffee, as if to decide whether to take his words literally. Don't you do it, I swear to Jesus. Bao plucks his cup from the tray before she can make any sudden moves. We need to pivot immediately. This case just got a lot more complicated. How complicated? Are they eloping? Oh Jesus, they eloped. Oh, mother of... Gabe slides his phone across the table, you pick it up and your stomach drops. It's a selfie of Lydia and Joey in a cheesy-looking chapel. We're no longer trying to prevent Lydia the Rothwell's marriage to Joey. Now we have to find a way to undo it. I was right. Dummies. Your only shot at keeping McGraw Byrne's best client just ran off to Vegas. Can you salvage this or you'll be all out of a job? Keep playing to find out. First and foremost, thank you all for tuning in. Very much appreciated. I hope you're all having a wonderful day. Please remember that if you did enjoy the video, to hit the like and share button on the channel. That way you can like this video, as well as share the video to friends, family, or the internet. It's greatly appreciated, and it's how we grow this channel. It's a free button. Keep that in mind. It's only just a couple seconds of effort for the, all the effort and time and whatnot that I put in. And I've been doing this for 5+ years, and please put in just that little click for me, as well as this community, if you especially did enjoy this content. Speaking of content, make sure to subscribe. Become a part of this community. This isn't just about me. I'm no one without you. So, hit that subscribe button. So without further ado, let's get to what I gotta say. So, this is that stereotypical 17-year-old not know what they do, and they are just dumb and all this other crap, and this is literally leading down the pretentious path of stupidity in which we all assume it will, I'm sure, because I give you guys credit. I'm assuming you're as intelligent as I'm thinking you are right now, and we all know where this is going to lead. So, with that being said, I'd just like to say this. It's weird, isn't it? That yes, there's people out there that eat Tide Pods, so... Do I have to go any further? The problem is the huge jump between 17 and 18. It's a huge jump, because at 18, you are held accountable by the court, the system, judicial system, federal, state, local laws as an adult. At 17, you can still be downturned as a teenager, and a lot does not change in that 1 year, both scientifically, medically, a lot of things, okay? A lot does not change in that last year. You can sign up to serve your country, you can't drink, but you can smoke, you can do a lot of things, okay? You can do a lot of things in that 1 year. And in a lot of states as well as countries, pretty much they've been the age of consent is literally 16, let alone 17 is for states that have wised up a little and made it 17. But long story short, for me, the only way to fix this is I understand parents are overworked, and the only way to really fix this is the education system in America, let alone the world, needs a major revamp. We don't teach kids how to do, like, worth anything. We just throw them out to the wolves when they're 18 years old. Like I said, not a lot changes in that 1 year besides, bye! Best turn to your parents and figure it out, because if you don't have parents, you are SOL, fam. You better figure it out real quick. We don't teach them how to file their taxes. We don't teach them how to write a resume. We don't teach them how to apply to jobs. We don't do a lot of shit in America at the very least, but don't sit there and say, well, in America, and I live in Canada. Don't worry, you do it too. Literally, out of 195 countries in the world, not one teaches you before you're 16 years old how to do any of those things, especially before working age. So don't try and put your country as someone who's high and above and mighty above the Americans. I'm so tired of it lately. Social media as well as the internet has turned into a bleh. Anyway, I just thought I'd have to rant. I don't like where this is going. I don't like... Clearly, she seems like she's intelligent. I think the problem is she's a spoiled child who is trying to get back at daddy, and she needs to be guided to this is how you get back at your daddy. By being smarter, by being better, by showing him you can actually be a very trustworthy and smart, intellectually sophisticated 17-year-old. And that's really not hard, especially if you're going to fake it till you make it, but let alone if you just want to just piss off your dad by showing that you are an adult. It's really not that hard. It really isn't, but I digress. Once again, thank you for watching. Catch you all later. Peace out.